Mmm. Smells so good. Oh, which one this? Sea Minerals Body Butter. Hi! Hey guys, hey! I just wanted to escape from the whole heap of noise and stuff on social media. So I'm gonna come live on the channel there. A long time I'm gonna go live on it. Hey Dre 1969. Hey Foreign Woman TV. Andreen, big up yourself. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. 1 second. So how is everybody doing? Hi Vanessa, good afternoon. Hi Misty Brown, what's up, what's up? Listen, I just wanted to get away from all of the garbage that's going on social media right now and just come to a Zen space, because after a while it just gets overwhelming and overbearing and just so unnecessary, and it's like I just need an escape. You understand? Today is so sunny and nice in the UK. It's really nice and sunny, hot, may I tell you, and it's gonna get worse, right? But I don't know if it's just me, but when the weather is this nice, me can't take it cussing and the quarreling and the fighting, right? I just want to enjoy the nature that's around me, because it's not often that we get good weather here in the UK. I think this is one of the best summers that we have had for a very, very long time. Hey, Charmaine, what's up? I think it's one of the best that we've had, because at the first we see so many consecutive sunny days, one after the other. You understand? So what's new? What's good? What's going on with everybody? Right? And, you know, as we as we move away from the talks of suing and legislation and who are going to go to court and who are going to go to prison. Let's stop with it. Look, guys, let me tell you something. Something that I know about being on social media for as long as I have. All these things that people are saying is just going to go in a circle. And I do not understand how people enjoy being trapped in a circle. To me, it's the worst thing that you can do in this life, is to keep doing the same things over and over and over and over again with no result. You live in the UK, but it's getting boring now. Oh, sorry, Adam. I'm here just checking in from an appointment. Okay, cool. Thank you for checking in. How is it boring, Adam? How is the UK boring? UK is not boring. Well, I suppose, I mean, today we went, hubby and I, we went out for lunch. We went to the pub. We had a pint of beer, some fish and chips. I guess if you do that too often, it does get boring. But it was nice because it's a nice pub and it was outside. So it was lovely, you know. And yeah, it's nice to spend time with people that you love. If you're by yourself, though, the UK can be a very lonely place. So yeah, as I said, I'm not into the circular discussions going on and on about the same stuff over and over again. And I don't know how people don't realize that it's so important to evolve, and it's so important to move on to do better and bigger things with your life. You know, we went out because I was celebrating because I just signed a nice contract. So, you know, cha-ching. So it was nice to, and this is one of the things when you're self-employed, you know, a contract's never guaranteed. It's got to be on the basis of the work that you deliver, right? And when they see the results of the work that you deliver and they're like, listen, come back again, you know that you're doing something right. So yeah, I was celebrating that. So it was really nice. Congratulations. More money to Kitty. You know now. Yes. Right. So that was really nice. When I got the email this morning, I was like, so you got to just work for yourself. You got to work for yourself, and then you see the fruits of that labor. But for those of us who don't work for themselves and you work for others, there are things that you can strive for even in that employment. You understand? Do the best and put the best outwards so that people can see talents and skills in you, and they can promote you. They can give you more responsibilities, because more responsibilities must lead to more money. Not more responsibilities and be broke. More responsibilities must lead to more money. You understand? So you can work with what you have right there. But I have always had the entrepreneurial spirit, always. So when I was in the classroom, guys, that was hell for me. That was hell for me. I'm not going to lie. I did not, I was a rebellious teacher, right? I taught in class for what? I would say a total of about 16 years. And during that time of my career, I was such a rebellious teacher. None of my year heads and none of my head teachers could tell me what to do. It's like we go to training, and what's Kay gonna do? Kay's gonna do it her way. But I know, oh, my unruly, so my unruly bad. Bad. You understand? And even moving up in the ranks from from just being a regular classroom teacher to being a subject lead, to then being a year lead, and then being an assistant head, I was just like, nah, I don't want to move up too much further, because at the end of the day, I know that if I get to headship, I'm going to have to conform, and I don't wish to conform. So I took the skills that I had from the classroom and I turned that into a business. Actually, I've turned it into two businesses, right? And sometimes people think that when you are in education, the only thing you can do is teach. That's why I laugh so much when I hear people talking about, she's not a teacher, because I'm not. Not anymore. Right? So you're not wrong. Taurus to the bone. Yes, we cannot hide. We cannot hide. But I like it when people tell me what to do, because I know that the way I do things leads to results. So when one of the things that and that's why a lot of teachers are leaving the profession, because they don't have autonomy in their classroom anymore. You've got people coming in, they're teaching you how to deliver literacy, how to do numeracy. All these schemes have come into the classroom. I think one of the last ones that I saw was Singapore maths, and it's like, what the hell is that? Because Singapore is apparently one of the best countries when it comes to mathematics in the classroom, and they've got this whole style of visual teaching, and then they've got models that you work with to actually do something practical, and then you have the practice, which is the written, right? So they've got that kind of three-strand approach to teaching maths, and it seems to be working for them. They're one of the top achievers when it comes to maths. So now UK say, well, if Singapore fleck up the place with the maths, so we are going to take it over, we're going to do the same thing. But I'm finding a lot of kids hate it. You understand? And a lot of teachers hate teaching it. So it's like you get told how to teach. You go to uni, you do your PGCE. Some people do the pathway of their learning while they're teaching. So that kind of teach to train, or train to teach, whatever. And then after you leave, it's the only profession they keep telling you what the hell to do. You're just like, I've just been through uni doing all this, and then I've got to come into the classroom. You're going to come and tell me once again how to teach English, how to teach maths, how to teach science, how to teach humanities. No, thank you. So I was just a very rebellious teacher. I really was. I was good, but I was very rebellious. So I could not stay. Thank you very much, Vanessa. Right? I could not stay. So I had to get out of there. And go off and do my own thing. And I give God thanks. I am grateful that I have been able to do that. And that now I don't answer to anyone but myself. And obviously my clients, right? And I prefer to work with the adults, because you have far more impacts, because essentially when you put the training into the adults, and the adults then go. And I realize then, well, if they're constantly training teachers, and that's where the money is, training teachers. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you, Adam. Right? You just go where the money is, which is where training is where the money is. You understand? So yes, as I said, going in a circle to me is a very dead-end trap. And a lot of us on social media end up being incapable of diversifying and moving beyond what we already been doing. And that's why I never stop learning, and I never stop trying out new things. Because even though I'm an entrepreneur and I've got more than one business, both in online and in-person formats. I then decided that I was going to take up blogging. Lord have mercy. Why did I decide to go take up blogging? I took up blogging, and blogging is, and then why did I have to choose the controversial area of blogging? I don't know, but it's led me down that path, hasn't it? And yeah, okay, I like doing that. And then I decided, all right, now I'm going to do vlogging. So this is this channel. So I'm always doing something different. And it's so important to try to do something different, right? Why get stuck? Why get stuck constantly doing the same thing over and over again? And at what point are people going to realize that being like this cannot lead to elevation? It cannot. You understand? And I'm not talking about this in terms of any one particular set of people. I'm talking about everybody. All concerned. You know? How are we going to be role models, or how are we going to mold the next generation of social media influencers if when they look and see what we're doing is pair baga and quarreling? They're going to be like, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to do that, because it's not inspirational, is it? It's not inspirational to constantly be dealing with stress and you know, enemies and haters. Nobody wants to have to constantly deal with that. It's like some people come on my page, you know, my other page, and the comments that they make, I'm just like, are you okay? You know, like, why would you go to somebody else's page and start talking about somebody else? These are the kind of principles that I just don't have. And this is why I'm slowly but surely pulling myself away from certain types of blogging. And I'm wanting to now invest more time in the vlogging as opposed to that. It's wonderful to hear some positive chat without anger and attitude. Oh, thank you. It's only on here, Adam. Over the other channel, I'm not allowed to be nice. On the other channel, I'm not allowed to be nice because horrible people come over there. So I've got to defend myself. But here, I try to create a space here on Vlogit with Kay where we can just talk about everyday things, right? And stay away from some of the negative elements on social media, because it's a lot out there. It's a lot. It's like I open my phone and the news that jumps out at me, it's all negative. It's rare that I see some positive news. I don't know if you guys saw the video where the people burned down somebody's house and property and stuff like that, because that person was was targeting women in the wrong way, right? And then there's the Texas floods and all those children that are missing. So it's like things that I go on my phone and see, it just breaks my heart instantly. Nothing is good. Nothing is good. It's all terrible. Taking on different things and being successful at it is gratifying and justification for being rebellious. Yes, it encourages others not to settle for mediocrity. I agree. I enjoy your vlogs, which wish you could do more. I want to do more. Andrine, I want to do more. And you know what's coming into my head? And I know it's going to be revolutionary if I do this. And I know some people are going to cry if I do this. But I was thinking, what if I fuse the two channels? As in, that big channel, turn it into the vlogging channel. And then over your stuff in the other stuff. They would be so upset if I did that. They'd be so upset if I took the big channel and turned it into our vlogging channel. Wow. That would be like, what the hell? I did not subscribe for this. I came over here and I subscribed for Baga and Mix Up. Why are you showing me what a nice candle looks like? I don't want to see I don't want to see you cooking in your backyard. I come over here for Mix Up. Sandy said, no. That would be a blouse and skirt punishment. It would have been good. It would have been good. No, I don't think I'll do that. That's deceptive anyway. If I couldn't do that to people. I enjoy your vlogs. Yeah. So it's like, really, I've got to dedicate time. The thing with vlogging though is that it's a lot of work because the editing in itself is intense. There's like so much stuff I've got to do. Like I've got a vlog to drop for this week. That vlog is crazy, but I have to edit it because we went to a few places. So I've got to like combine it, make it make sense, and so on and so forth. And I'm trying to work on making my vlogs shorter because I think my vlogs are too long. For a newbie, I don't think I should be doing 1 hour vlogs. That's crazy. I think 1 hour vlogs can turn into 2, 3, 4 videos, 20 minutes maximum each. And I probably would get more visibility and more of a hit if I did that. Because people really ain't got time to sit down and watch a whole 1 hour, hour and a bit vlog anymore. And then they would be like skipping through. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. There is that rebellious rebellious spirit. Nobody go about the internet. Some people can't manage that. Yes, yeah, I know. If I was to change it, it would be really bad. I think people would get really cross with me because do you ever watch Anton Daniels? No. What does Anton Daniels do? What does Anton Daniels do? Scroll, yes, scroll Facebook and see me. Hey, Carrie. What's up? Hold on 1 second. Let me just get rid of the trolls because we ain't got time for them over here. There you go. Never to type again. Hey, Guyanese number 2. What's up? What's up? You love to hear me laugh. Listen, guys, I ain't gonna make social media bother me, you know. Social media is not gonna bother me. I am one of those people, right? So you see, once I say what I have to say and I get it off my chest, I'm gone. You're going to sit there and you're going to be all worked up about my opinion or whatever, and I will never look at you again because this is just who I am. I don't have time to be sat here being a miserable soul. And I see that there are some people who really are caught in that cycle of just emitting nothing but negative energy. They've got no calmness about them, no joy about them, and it shows. It really does show. You know what I'm saying? And we've got to do better than that. It's important that us as as users of the platform maintain our mental health and our well-being. He has a YouTube channel trying to sort out women's negative issues. Oh, okay, cool. All right, I'll check him out. Hey, Valerie, what's up? I'll check him out. So yeah, I don't even have any moderators on this channel, guys, because I hardly go live over here. But I'm gonna do more and more lives as well. But you're right about that. I do believe that there needs to be an outlet for women who have got negative issues because there really and truly are. Like, I don't know if you know much about the Jamaican diaspora, Adam, of bloggers, but sometimes when I listen to some of the female bloggers, they are literally so angry, and I don't know why. It's like they can't just have a reasoning or a conversation without a bitterness coming through. And when I listen to them, it's like there are a few who are very, demure and they know how to put stuff across. But there are some, if they disagree with you, they feel they've got to swear at you. They've got to lash out. They've got to, start calling you out of your name, basically. And it's like, why can't we have a debate? Why can't we disagree on a point without getting to that level where we have to tell people about them parts, or we have to tell people with what constitutes their anatomy? Surely there's got to be other ways that we can disagree. We don't have to agree. It's like we don't have to like the same people, we don't have to agree on the same point, but surely that should be allowed if you're a free human being. Hey Trish Dunn, hey Social Spectator. Women come on with attitude and anger issues saying they can't get a black man anymore. Well, I've never had a problem with that. So I've never had a problem with that. And I don't consider myself to be the most stunning, but I don't think I've ever had a problem. I've never had a problem with that. It's always been a case of I don't want them as opposed to the other way around. You know, never had a problem with that. I think, a woman's or a girl's ability to attract is very much from within as well as without. Some women think it's purely without, and they focus a lot on building the outside. Making sure that you look mint, your hair is always done, your nails always done, your makeup's always on fire, blah 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 blah. But then their characteristics are not developed. They have got certain things about them that just makes them an unattractive partner, you know? And I think it's important that you work on the inside as well as the outside. You can't just be focusing on the outside. The outside is good. It's good because sometimes we let the outside go, right? And then we just focus on our brain and everything else, and then you don't put everything else together. Then there are times when women let go themselves. We all are guilty of it at some point. But it's about finding that balance. You have a beautiful temperament. I try my best to. It's never been a problem. Never been a problem. I know some women really struggle though. It's like, guys, I don't even ever notice some of the prettiest girls from school days. You ever notice that? Some of the girl from school days that was considered to be the hottest at the hot. And you see them now and they're all boxing about saying they can't get a man. What happened? How did that happen? And you just like, they were the most desired when they were in school. What happened? It's weird to me. It is weird to me. Because they're the ones that you always expected was gonna marry, have the big house, the picket fence, the boy, the girl, the dog, and the cat. And they turn out to be the ones that are single and struggling as well. Yeah, I don't understand. And when they were in school, they had their pick. And they were giving the most attitude because all the guys wanted them, and they could be mean girls. And then they grew into over picky women. And then by the time they looked, they picked themselves out of the race completely. Nobody know that they're beside them. Sometimes in a life, you have to look beyond superficial. Yeah, you have to look beyond superficial. You need to find somebody that balances you. It's like when I hear women talk about the fact that they only want a man with one whole heap of money. And I said, are you rich? The girl is not rich, or the lady is not rich, but she wants a man that's rich. Okay, what do you bring to the table to maintain that wealth? Because it's one thing to have a man that's wealthy. It's another thing to help that man to build a kingdom so that you can maintain that wealth. Are you just coming to drain the man's pocket so that you can live off that wealth and don't do anything to turn that wealth into generational wealth? What are you going to bring to the table, right? How are you going to help that man to turn that wealth into something that's everlasting? Oh, you just want the most expensive lace wigs, and you want to live in a big house, and you want to right? But you don't plan to work, you don't plan to do anything. So it's like, there's nothing wrong with having your ambition and knowing that, listen, any guy that I'm with, he's got to be of a certain standard or a certain level. The Bible talks about the unequally yoked, right? Okay. But don't put over expectations on your partner to the point where you yourself can't even reach there. You understand? They were called pretty duns. It's true. It's true, Misty. Some of these girls have ended up really scary to be around. Oh, God. Hey, Verna, what's up? Yeah. Some of them have, and it's the truth. I've heard some stories that guys have told me. I remember, though, that this friend of mine, she'd gone on a date, and she called me at the end of the date, like all stressed out. I was like, what's going on? She's like, the guy had taken her out for a meal, and she ordered the most She ordered the lobster. She ordered the dish, the steak. She ordered the most. And then the guy gets up and said, I go toilet. And he never came back to the table. And he left her there with her bill. He, on his way out, he paid his half. And exited. So she calls me all panicking because she don't have the money to pay the bill. So I look upon her and say, my girl, what me I go to vote? What's that got to do with me, huh? You ordered lobster and steak. Why you calling my phone? She didn't have enough money. But, you know, as a friend, I transferred to her on the basis that she better transfer it back. She did, though. She did pay it back. But I was like, why did you do that? My mother always teach me, say, you go out on a date with that guy, make sure whatever you order you can afford. 1. 2, always have a get vexed money. Always have your get vexed money. So if that guy is like, I'm not gonna take you home because you ain't giving it up, leave. You can just jump in a taxi and bring yourself home. You understand? Yes, yeah, I have to get vexed money. I cannot just go on a date wholly dependent on a guy from day one. And some women do that crap. Some women do that crap. You turn up on the date, you want that man to pay for your meal, pay for your drinks, pay for your time, as though you're a consultant. You understand? So his time is not worth anything. And then and then you go there and you order the most expensive thing on the menu on purpose because you think you're worth it. So straight away you set yourself up as the kind of woman that's a gold digger. You set yourself up as the kind of woman that's not there to build his wealth but to depreciate it. And no man wants to build a kingdom with a woman like that. None. And if they facilitate it, just know he isn't facilitating it with just you. Yeah. I think sometimes guys just using these girls and then leave them because of the bad attitude. Exactly. And that's what will happen. Because a guy might put up with it and go, you know something? I'm going to pay for it because I know say at the end of tonight, she's going to have to service me in many ways. And pay for that. Basically walking around with a for sale sign, not realizing when buyer has buyer's remorse, they decrease value. We have to value ourselves, not financially. Excellent. Never depend on anyone. Absolutely not. And that's why people don't understand Miss Kitty and they criticize her and stuff when Miss Kitty says, oh, a man for have money and rare. But they're not looking at the fact that Miss Kitty is not an uneducated female who does not have anything going for her. Miss Kitty has got her education. Miss Kitty has got, you know, she was a radio host. Then she started doing the MC hosting, you know, events hosting and so on. Then she became an attorney. So, you know, the woman is highly qualified. So she can pitch herself to that standard because she knows what she's bringing to the table. She is bringing to the table enough that will help to build whichever man she's with, no matter what level he's at. So if she says, I've got what it takes to build a top man, so I only want a top man, she's not turning up at that table, palms up like this. So I can understand when a woman sets herself at a certain standard based on what she wants for herself and what she's worth. What I don't understand is when a woman who is not worth all of that is saying that she wants in a one man and she now go there with the man and they seem have that, and yet that person do have dry shilling, dry scent, nothing in between the ears, and they want all of that because what, they have a pretty face and a body. Pretty face and a body is a dime a dozen. Ladies must always try to have their own. Yeah, pretty face and a body, that's so many out there that have that. And if that's all you're bringing to the table, that man's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I've been married now for, Lord, when did we get married? 2004. Do the maths. It's been a long time, right? And I don't consider myself to be a marriage expert, but I've got some experience. I got some experience, you understand? And there are things that you have to compromise in order to make a marriage work. Because don't let anybody fool you. A marriage is not about love. It is about compromise. Because you can love and not be married. You know this, right? Yes. Some women are looking for financial security of a man, but where is love? Exactly. Exactly. And no, it's not supposed to be like that. Enter into something financially secure, or if both of you are not financially secure and you build yourself to be, great. But don't depend. Because you see, when we put ourselves in those kind of positions and then the men turn around and they abuse us, and it's like you feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because if you go, then all this money that you depend on him for is going to go too, and you haven't got anything to stand on for yourself. You put yourself in a position of vulnerability where you end up accepting all of the crap that he dishes out towards you. And the same can go for men. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that you come prepared to do something together, or you come bringing something to the table. Hey, Gloria, what's up? What's up? Right? So, like I said, marriage is not about love. No, it is about compromise. Because you can love each other and not be in the same space. When you're married to somebody, you have got to learn how to give each other the space to be themselves, but also work together as a unit. So it's like, it takes so much work to stay married for a long time. Don't let anyone tell you anything about marriage being easier. It's a fabulously easy thing. No, it's a great thing in that you know that that person has your back and you have that person's back no matter what. Right? It is a great thing for that reason. And it's wonderful to feel as though you'll never be alone in certain circumstances. Sometimes when you see some women going through some things and it's like they're a single mother and all of that, it's rough. It's rough. And when it's two of you, it is so much easier. Worse when you have children together, so much easier. And I'm not going to, you know, some women, they struggle to say things like they need their partner in their life or whatever, but I wouldn't say need is the best word. You gotta want to have the person around, because being needy can also be bad, right? But you gotta want the person in your life. You gotta want to have that person with you all the time in your life. And if that want starts to depreciate, then no love is gonna hold that together, right? Because it's not like you want to see any harm come to the person. But if you stop desiring them, wanting them, then them can be over there and you love them like a brother. Hold on, guys. I don't know who is ringing me. I did spam calls, right? So you gotta work together. You have to compromise. Sometimes, even when you have arguments, you gotta back down and let them win if it's not something serious. Doesn't mean that you don't have your say. Doesn't mean that you don't, you know, but sometimes we as women, we can be very, it's my way or the highway. That no work with man. It doesn't. And I've been there, done that. It don't work. So it's like, you know, sometimes you got to choose the time when to have discussions. You got to read your man's mood. If he's like, oh gosh, he's had a rough day, that's not the time to come and nag at him about something. You know, wait until he's fed, he's watered, and he's relaxed, and he's ready to take on anything else, right? And he has to do the same for you. It's not a one-way street. It's a two-way street. He's got to recognize when you're having a hard day, when you need a break, when you just want time for yourself, and he needs to give that to you, right? Because if it's not working together, then it's working apart, and that's not a marriage. That is an arrangement. That's an arrangement. And you know what else I know? Being married for as long as we have, there are times and phases in your relationship where you're together and then you grow apart, because as you go on through the years, you evolve into different people, you know. And then you have to relearn each other all over again. And if the love is real, you study each other again. And wheel and come again. That is if the love is real. Because in those processes and stages, as you grow, you can grow apart so much that your marriage break. And that's a fact. Don't let any man use you, because if he walks away leaving you broke, then you're going to end up angry and full of attitude. Absolutely correct. No, no using at all. Hey, Gloria, no using at all. No, nobody must be using anybody. That's in a relationship. Enough to work, right? And as I said, the one of the biggest problems we, as particularly as Black women, have is giving up of some of our power, because we feel that if we do that, it's going to be taken advantage of. And that's because some of us end up with men who do take advantage of our vulnerability, our softer side, and try to use us as fools, right? Which is why you have to be so careful who you give yourself to. Because there are men out there who are built to break women. You understand? Because they themselves are broken souls. So you have to be careful who you give yourself to. If you do not see the qualities in that man as a protector, as somebody who will have your back, as somebody who will provide if needed, as somebody who will be selfless in their love towards you, knowing that you have those qualities too, not gonna work. I never looked for a man that was, remember, my background in Jamaica, social class wise, is considered uptown. I never had to get a man that was uptown. And that's what made me a bit different from my family members, because they're very specific. If you're not from a certain class bracket, them not look for you. K is not the same. I remember when I used to go out with my mom, and I used to see ordinary guys in the street hustling and earning. I found them more attractive than Mr. So-and-so's son, who was studying to become a doctor, who was a spoiled brat, self-entitled, yeah, and felt that the world should fall at his feet because he's Mr. So-and-so's son. I don't like uptown guys. I've never liked them. And it sounds bad. Sounds like reverse classism, doesn't it? But from my culture and what I experienced growing up in that community, I don't like them. I found them very entitled. I found them, they're womanizers in a different kind of way to a man from the ghetto or from the streets. But what I don't want is a thug. I want one that's ambitious, hardworking, and loving and devoted. That's all. And I give God thanks, that's what I got. I don't regret it. But it comes with challenges. It comes with challenges. Trust and believe. Different social backgrounds, it comes with their challenge. It's a fun and dynamic combination. Sometimes when you guys watch our vlogs, you'll see the energy between us. Like, my husband will say something and I look at him like, oh my God, you are so awful. And then he will look at me and say, like, my girl is tushy. And it's just one of those things, right? The respect has to come from both sides. Some women saying they're being attacked for how they dress, but women have to respect their appearance. You're late. Nifty Miss Ungana now. I just decided to come over here and just breeze off that corner of social media, my love. Because Mr. Nosa, every live I went on, it was some negative energy. And I was like, no, I'm not allowing this to depreciate my zen. You see, my feng shui was being destroyed. I had to step away and come over here. So, but yeah, the way a woman dresses, yeah, let me tell you something. Your appearance matters. It matters. It matters in business as much as it matters in pleasure. And I know that we have got this mindset that I should be able to go out with my boobs hanging out, and guys should not be catcalling me and should not be treating me like I'm a hoe, right? No. If you present yourself flesh first, then the flesh is desired first before the female. Period. When someone chooses for you to, or makes decisions for you, it tends to trigger your rebellious characteristics. Yes, Misty, that's the truth. That's the truth. I don't like to be controlled. No. but I do not mind being encouraged, being influenced, being led. As in, you have thought this through as my partner. You know this is the best decision for us to make, and you inform me. Don't just say, go here, because that's like micromanaging me. Go here, go there, go there. No. You got to talk to me as though I'm your partner, not as though I'm your child, right? And then we can make decisions together. And if you've made a decision that you know is the best of both of us, tell me why it's the best decision. And then it's fine. Okay, let's go. Right? The best solution for long-term solution to not being surrounded or influenced by negativity is putting our phones down. But I don't know. But yeah, but sometimes, but is it the phone that's the problem, or is it what we choose to watch on the phone that's the problem? It's what we choose to watch, or what we choose to absorb in ourselves. You understand? That is what makes the phone, the space on the phone that you're on, a bad place. If we block out the negative energy, then the phone can be a very fascinating thing. It's a conduit for information. So it's the information you choose to absorb, right? That's why I said that sometimes when I do certain types of blogging or make certain kind of posts, and then these particular types of followers or subscribers come on my page and they start talking about stuff that I have no interest in, it's triggering. God, trust me, sometimes it costs them stink and tell them to come off, because they frustrate me. And then after a while, I'm just like, something, I just need to block. Just block, delete, block. That's the only way I'm going to do that and keep my dignity intact, because they will bring out the worst. Too much flesh is showing doesn't bring a woman respect. No, it does not. It does not. And they do have, a lot of women have got that mindset that you should be able to dress however you want. No, you know that you're not going to turn up. Although I've been seeing some church sisters in some tight frock. I posted one on my Facebook. She had on this white dress. It was a bodycon dress. And no word of a lie, that dress was figure hugging. And sister had an ass. She was not flat and petite. She had boobs and she had a big backside and hips and a very small waist and a flat stomach. And all of that was showing. How are you going to be, okay, fine, for a woman, you might be preaching the word of God that we don't really look. But for men, and we all know that men are aesthetic creatures, yeah, the physical is very appealing. What are you doing? You're a big distraction on the pulpit. You're a big distraction, and no flesh was showing, but that thing was tight. And everything was showing, but not showing, if you know what I mean. Right? And it is very much about how we present ourselves, just like men. A man's not going to turn up in gray tracksuit bottoms and a vest to a board meeting, is he? He's going to put on a shirt. He's going to put on a tie. He's going to put on smart trousers, his leather shoes or whatever. He's going to put himself together for the occasion. And some women, I've seen teachers. Okay, here's another example. Teachers in Jamaican schools. These days, the TikTok teachers, the ones who like to put themselves on TikTok, are at school in the most figure-hugging clothing I have ever seen. I never saw that when I was in school. We always had a few teachers that had a great figure, and the boys would go, ooh, Miss So-and-so, she's so hot. But their clothes was appropriate. Now I'm seeing teachers who are wearing deliberately tight stuff and putting themselves on TikTok, talking about fit of the day and blah, blah, blah. And the boys are they're catcalling the teachers online. So you can just imagine in a real life what go on. No, Velvet's Daydreams. It's not a live about other women's fashion sense. It's a live about the kind of things that are triggering and how we can avoid it. Right? So, nothing left to the imagination. No, nothing left to the imagination. So then, no, okay. They look nice and everything. Don't get me wrong. They're beautiful. But then when people start making comments about their bodies and they get offended, because I've also seen that, you're like, well, you highlighted it because of the choice that you made. How are you going to now say that it's not okay for them to be talking about your figure, or what you look like, or what they'd like to do to you in bed? It's like you are stuck between a rock and a hard place, because you want to show off your figure. Do you need to show off your figure in primary school or in high school, worse, where the hormones are raging? Or can you save that for when you're going out with your friends, right? And then you can be free to be your sexual expressive self, because you know what you're doing when you're out there. So I'm talking about the appropriateness of certain things, and then the responses that women get, and then we get offended by it. Should we be offended by it? Right? And a good man should want to dress well for a woman and send out the right vibes. Exactly. It's like if I'm going out with my man and I'm saying, honey, let's go to a nice restaurant, blah blah blah. I go out, I get myself a nice dress, nice shoes. I'm wearing nice quality perfume. My hair is done, my makeup's done. And my man turn up in a tracksuit. No effort. Trainers. Is that okay? It's not alright. He should want to put himself together nicely for you, so that when you see him, you say, wow. You understand? And the two of them hit the tone together. It's different if you get both go, listen, babes, it's casual, just a jeans and a top and whatever, and then the levels, right? I always tell my husband, though, that if we're going out together, I have to dress better than him. I always tell my husband that too. I'm trying to find out what I wear and then we outdo him. Yeah. So that essentially it's like when I walk in, I'm the only one he's looking at. I'm joking, no. I just feel like I should compliment. Right. Remember, no, I'm a plus size girl and he's like athletic build. So, I've got to put myself together, right? He can just put on things and just automatically look nice, because fashion's built for people with bodies like that. We've got to make a little extra effort, Mm-hmm. But like I said, it is just so strange how we don't realize the things that result in negativity, and then we get caught into it. And we don't realize the role that we play and how we contribute to that, and how we can sometimes make things worse for ourselves. Be it that we engage in debating when it comes to the negative comments. Like, I know when to be triggered and when not to be triggered. But sometimes when we're already having a bad day and we come online, and then somebody comes and they make some cheeky comment, you can just flip and just go off, right? But sometimes when I see the cheeky comments, I know you're being cheeky, though. I do know. But I just gloss it over and give you a pleasant response, and you don't get the rise out of me that you were trying to get. Because I can recognize sarcasm in black and white. So don't think I don't know. But I just choose not to rise to it. I choose not to give you what you're looking for. You understand? And that frustrates you more than it does me. Because you are wanting to get a pot shot in. You are wanting to say something cheeky and to get me upset. And instead, you got to smile and, oh, well, let's keep it moving. And that's all you're going to get. Because when you really think about it, whatever happens on social media is not your real life. But if you are miserable in real life, everything that is said on social media is going to get under your skin. Because it's going to trigger something, some negative energy you're already carrying. So that's why it's important to take yourself away from it when it gets too much. And go and find something fun to do. Go plant something in your garden. Go sit down in the sun and drink a pint. If that makes you happy. Go for a walk to the park. If you have pets, go take them for a walk. Right? Yeah? Go cuddle up with your bestie or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whoever and watch a nice movie. Do something to break the negative energy cycle. Otherwise, it's going to consume you and turn you into a different person. And if you feel yourself losing yourself, take away yourself. Take away yourself from it and lift them to it. Let them that have got nothing but bitterness and all kind of problems going on in their life to consume each other. Yeah? Because they got problems. If you really look at it, the people who you see that are coming out on social media, them are cuss and are gone every day. Them have problems in them have sicknesses, all kind of health issues. Them lonely. Them picking attack to them. I could list so many things, right? And they just come out and then they just take it out on everybody. That's called, like, it's like they're releasing their demons onto the internet. And then the other people in whichever corner that also have problems just consume that and push it back. You understand? Very true, Misty. You understand? So it's that we've got to at some point realize that, am I having such a bad life that I have to be engaging in this? No. I can't complain. So I'm not unhappy. I'm comfortable. I'm happy. I'm loved. I have people around me that love me. You know, I've got beautiful kids. You start counting your blessings and realizing, I need to engage with you. Even if you're over there calling my name and cursing and carrying on, I can ignore you. I can ignore the life out of you because I'm already all right. And you obviously got other things going on. So straight away, it's like, no, sir, you got stuff going on. So I'll leave you to it. Because even us, when we got stuff going on, we come out and we might go, rrr. But if you don't have stuff going on all the time, at least you can stop. You can stop and go, oh God, that live I did, I was angry because X, Y. And I can hear it. Let's not do that again, Kay. Right? Let's come back nicer. You check yourself before you wreck yourself. You will and come again. Right? So true. Cannot take things at face value. I have no idea what people are going through. It's the truth. It's the truth. And when I look, and I see some of the people them where going with themselves and so, and then you hear some information about what's going on in their life, or some serious things somebody with. Some serious things somebody with. And if you were to come out and respond to them, you're gonna feel cruel. When you find out, you're gonna feel like a wicked person. Because they're going through some real bad stuff. And that's why they're doing the things they're doing. So you just have to have mercy upon them and forgive them. Or if you can't forgive them, forget them. Right? Like, just ignore them. All right? Completely. Looking to social media to fix a personal issue, not wanting to be held accountable for their actions. When you accept responsibility, you recognize there is a problem that needs fixing. Yeah, definitely. You know? And that's not healthy either. Social media is not the space for you to come and try and fix your problems. The internet might be, because there are services that are for counseling that are held online. But social media is not the place for you to come and get counseling. It never works. Because, even the social media personalities out here who come out to try to fix people's problems end up becoming the problem on their platform and becoming the object of scrutiny for the very services they plan to deliver. In our work, you have to have a professional distance between the counseled and the counselor. So there's no way I'm going to come out here and say, this is how you should live your life. What I can do is I can come out and say, this is how I live mine. And this is what works for me. And this is what I do. And if you want to do it to help you, be my guest. If you don't want to do it, do you. Simple, right? But this is how I cope. If things get too negative, I go in. I go in. It gets too negative, I go in. If you guys don't notice, on my other channel, I've been doing mostly videos. And my videos sometimes get more, well, most times get more traction than my lives, right? Um, because I'm dealing with topics that are very trending at the moment, and they're very intense topics, and people are always looking out for what's happening next and so on. And when the next one comes along, I'll still do videos, right? The podcast was the best move I ever made because I told you guys, as a Taurus, I'm not a people person. I am not. I have a handful of people that I don't mind speaking to every day. Essentially, I like distance. I enjoy my own company a lot. You understand? So it's like being able to do the podcast, still share my perspective on things and do it professionally and then back away is great. Doing the occasional lives is more my style. I am not the kind of person who wishes to be on live every single day talking about blah, 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 blah. No. If you notice, I try to do very concise, to the point information. No fluff, no fluff, no going around the bush, just straight to it. When I'm doing a live and I'm talking about a topic, I say what I have to say and I'm gone. I rare you ever see me upon live for more than an hour. If women put their issues out there, they'll receive some ridicule. Yes, they'll be ridiculed. So you've got to be careful what you put out there as well. You know, we've all learned those lessons. As I said, guys, don't get caught up in circular negativity. Everybody has their moments when they are going through bad times, when they're feeling low or they're feeling upset or depressed about something. But if you make that your permanent representation on social media, then it's only going to drag you down. It's not going to elevate or build you. If you find that things are getting too negative, move away from it. I'm advising my fam, yes, my Vlogit fam, and my graduates who have come across to this channel, so that our mindset can be more refined and not get caught up in the mess and the muck. This is not us, right? I like spaces where I can have intellectual and intelligent discussions. I like spaces where I can laugh, even if it's for us to do some real grassroots raucous laughter at something, be it adult or vulgar, that's fine. But as long as, you know, it's vulgarity with ethics, okay? We don't do certain types of jokes. But either way you take it, it's the laughter. And I prefer that kind of space than a space where I am dealing with people who are busy dipping up underneath and, you know, cussing out people and basically going out into the middle of the street and behaving like market women. No, thank you. I can't deal with that every day. It's not my thing. Let's see. It's not that you are not a people person. You are a thinker and strategic. Interrupting your thoughts will throw you off. It's true. A true Misty. It's true. Even my husband says that to me, that you must stop saying that you're not a people person, because when you're around people, you're very charming and whatever. I'm a very good hostess. I love having people over. You see, Lord Jesus. If I know that people are coming over for a meal, I go crazy. I cook stuff that I forgot that I knew how to cook because I like to serve and I like to feed. And yeah, I am a very good hostess. You come to my house for, you know, a dinner or whatever, I must spoil you. That kind of thing I love doing. I really love doing that. And you know, the entertainment part and stuff. Before I got married, I used to have house parties. As a student, as a university student, I used to have house parties. People used to travel to come to my house parties. And my house parties was in a student flat, and it was a studio flat. And I literally just leaned up my furniture against the wall and put my my soundtrack on my computer. I had some big speakers. I would cook a big pot of curry chicken and rice, and it was a bottle party. Everybody had to bring a bottle, so I never had to deal with drinks. And I provided the food, the plastic forks and the plates and the cups. You understand? And the music and the space. And my parties were ever heaving. And my husband came and he stopped that. He's like, you are not gonna have all these men up in here, but you having no house party. Look out for me next year, God willing. I want to be fed too, with all pleasure. You especially, Dawn. I shall spoil the life out of you, darling. Your personality sends out incredible vibes. Oh, thank you. But I'm telling you, I had such fun house parties. You understand? And my husband, he came and he changed all of that because there was too many men around. Too many men. Too many men. Too many men. But it was fun times. And yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, I did have a lot more male friends than female friends. I got on better with men. Um, girls often found me intimidating. I don't know why, because as I said, I'm not a hot girl. I'm a normal girl. So I don't understand why. um, but boys used to tell me it's your sense of self, it's your confidence, it's the fact that even though you're just a normal chocolate girl, you command a presence, and I don't do it on purpose. It is just who I am, you know? Um, and as I said, they felt very comfortable in my space, and I grew up with a lot of boys as well. I grew up with a lot of boys. Yeah, so I just gravitate more towards male energy. Doesn't mean that I don't like my sisters. I do, and I am my sister's keeper. I'm not the kind of girl that's gonna bitch you about what you're wearing and like that. No, I'm not like that. In fact, most of the female friends that I have in real life are more tomboyish kind of girls. Just to show you, still negative, still masculine energy, but they're girls, right? And I suppose that's probably why I love ping ping so. I must that. I never thought about it. But yeah, because I don't like catty girls. I don't like catty girls who are like, oh, look at her nails. Oh, look at her this and that. I don't like things like that. I believe people just should be left to be who they want to be. I'm believing that. Yes, it's true. But as I said, as I grew up, as I got older, started a family of my own, things like that, and became more focused on my businesses and my career path and the things I want out of life, etc., etc. It's like I find that it's difficult to find people here in the UK who have got a similar kind of mindset to me. It's difficult. It's difficult. And a similar understanding of family dynamics and stuff like that. So we've got a set of friends that we do go out with occasionally who are also married, and they've got kids. But my kids are big kids, right? And their kids are babies, which is kind of cute because, I kind of miss holding a baby. So whenever I'm around them, I get to hold a baby, right? So that's cool. But so there's differences, but at least then we can hang out and it doesn't feel like one's trying to aspire to what we're doing or we're trying to aspire because friends feed off of each other. So when we go out together, we're all business owners, we're all married, we all got kids, we all have a similar mindset, and so on and so forth. So it's a more productive feeling to the gathering, right? If I go out, I've got four ladies that I go out with sometimes, and they're all single, yeah, but they are career driven. Them have them things, yeah, them comfortable, and they have a respectful boundary when it comes to my household. None of my friends are gonna turn up at my house with a low cut top and their boobs out, because they know that's a married woman's house. You understand? They're not gonna turn up at my house in Daisy Duke shorts. When was the last time you heard that word, Daisy Dukes? They're not gonna turn up in no Batty Rider, yes, and no pony printers, because they know that's a married woman's house. Yes, so they've got respect. So that to the point where if my husband talks to them too tough, they exit stage left. Like, you're getting too comfortable. Go away. Hey, Erica. Oh, I love Ping Ping too. Exactly. Girls have to compare and bad talk you behind your back. I don't like stuff like that. No, sir. I am not that kind of friend. Let me tell you something, guys. If you ever meet me in a real life, me not gonna behind your back and say, hey, look at her boot. Look at this. I'm not like, I don't like it. I don't like, we do talk about fashion and stuff, but I am not the one that's gonna come to you and go, oh, what kind of shoes that she have on? Why she not a friend? That no, people come to me and say it, and I'll go, yeah, it's nice, okay, yeah, I agree, but I don't really care. I don't really care. But Some women, they like that kind of chat, right? So you just be a friend. You just let them talk, right? It's not my kind of thing. I don't care what you look like, as long as you're a nice person. Uh-huh. As long as you're a nice person. I have one friend from high school. We used to call her Fatty. She was a big girl. She's lost a lot of weight now and she's now a nurse. She was such a nice girl. And we're still friends to this day. But she's now in America and I'm here in the UK. But we're still friends to this day. That girl was so nice. And she never had no shape. Right? And she was not fashionable. But her soul, it was beautiful. And it still is. She's still such a nice lady, such a nice person, right? And that's what matters to me. It's what you're like, it's who you are on the inside that matters to me. I don't care. You can wear one pitchy patcha wig, I don't business. You can go bald head, I don't care. If you're a nice person, I will hang with you. I will hang with you. You understand? Yeah, that is me altogether. Yeah, I love me some Ping Ping. I really do. I really do. She cool. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna chat with her in a long, long time. I'm gonna go now. I need to go sort out my teenager's air fryer dinner because that's what he wants. He's gonna have hot wings, I think, and sweet potato fries. So it's straightforward. And hubby's dinner's already done. So I will talk to you guys later. Have yourselves a wonderful rest of the evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, the inner beauty trumps everything. Point blank, period. That's a good line to end it on. Thank you, Dawn. All right. Take care. Bye, Adam. Thank you for coming to my live. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.